So I got these, and they've been outside for probably a week now.
You take your body up. You forgot.
No, I did not.
And we were so much friends.
I did not.
Listen to me. We were so much of a friend.
You taped it up for me.
Hello, welcome to Her Soft Life with Yim. If you're new here, I am making videos about soft wife lifestyle, wellness, and intentional living for all women 25 plus. So subscribe and hit the notification button so you don't miss out. It's Soft Wife Saturday. I ain't gonna hold you, it's really Soft Wife Sunday. We're gonna do some things today. I also wanna talk about something that's been on my heart, and it is the power of discipline. Why? Because everybody's talking about the Great Reset and we're all chasing our goals and dreams and wanting to live softer lives. But the truth is, motivation alone is not going to get us there. So you can listen to all of the motivational things that you possibly could find, but discipline is what will carry us into our next seasons. Today I'm going to repot some plants. I have a huge project coming up to refresh my patio, so we'll be getting some measurements. Also be putting some stuff on the grill. It's football season. If you're a wife, you know. My husband's team is playing. He has his TV out there. So I just want to bring you along today and share how discipline shows up in my life, not just personally, but as a wife, as a mother, and as a spiritual woman. Also, I want to share my struggles of being a content creator, because this is not for the weak. I mean, I literally had to do some serious soul searching and dig deep this week to get clear about what I'm putting out into the atmosphere, because I am always striving to ensure that He gets all of the honor and the glory. So let's go ahead and get this meat seasoned up so I can get it on the grill and get the day going. I have me some chicken thighs and some chicken legs, and I'm gonna season it up with some of this. I like to put oil, or my husband instructed me to put some oil on the meat before I put the seasoning on. But I got this seasoning from a local meat market, and it is so amazing on grilled food. So I'm gonna put that on there, a little bit of Lawry's, because we gotta have us some Lawry's, and some garlic powder. And those are the only 3 seasonings that I'm using. I am learning to really not go so heavy with seasonings. I used to just put every freaking seasoning that I could find on meat, and I'm learning to work with different herbs as well and spices and not be so heavy-handed on the seasonings, especially when it comes to salt. So why discipline really beats motivation is because people often treat motivation like it's a magic key to success, but motivation is really temporary. Motivation is emotional, and it really often shows up when the sun is shining, when the playlist is right, and when the mood hits. But discipline is steady, and it doesn't wait for a feeling. Discipline is a decision you make in advance, deciding on who you want to be, then showing up for her or him, whether you feel like it or not. I just honestly can be disciplined in certain areas and very undisciplined in other areas, and it's just always been my goal to just be disciplined all the way around. And I just found, like, throughout life, I would get really motivated. I'm gonna lose this weight. I get motivated to do it, and then I would start the thing, and then it wouldn't last. I've always been really disciplined though in my career and in school. If you guys don't know, I have 3 degrees, so your girl is educated. Actually was going to get my PhD but ended up, stopping my program because of my mom passing. I just felt like it just wasn't going to be really fruitful for my career anyway. But I was very disciplined enough to get through those degrees and get my career going. And I figure if I could be that disciplined while raising kids and being a wife and working, then clearly I can be disciplined in other areas. And those areas that I'm speaking of is taking care of myself, eating healthy, working out, getting my spiritual practices in place. That had been on my heart and I felt like I wanted to share it. So I'm gonna get the meat on the grill and then we'll talk through some other things that's been on my heart. I'm gonna do some skincare. I usually use my active ingredients, so my medical grade, on Sundays, but I do invest in medical grade skincare and we'll talk about that as well. So this is my husband's big dog grill. He uses this one to smoke with. So, everybody that knows us knows that my husband is like a grill master. He smokes anything. I think the only thing that he hasn't smoked yet is like a brisket. But, he smoked, ribs, short ribs, oxtails, lamb, you name it. So that's like his little specialty. I consider getting him an egg, but he was like, no, I think I want that, because he was like, I got too many grills as it is. So I think he's pretty much mastered this one. But I got me some thighs and some legs. So, I like to have some extra meat for leftovers. So you see how he does it? He has like one side, like this side is, I'm assuming, where the smoke comes from, because I think he puts like pellets or something over there in this little area. And then so he puts the meat on indirect heat. And y'all, when I tell you I have tried forever to learn how to grill, and I can't do it. My brain won't work that way. A little patio. So I told y'all we were gonna do like a project to kind of revamp the patio. This is a pergola. My husband put it together a couple of years ago, and I have purchased me some curtains. So we want to get some measurements to figure out how we're gonna hang these curtains. But I'm gonna head in and get me some skincare. I started using medical grade skincare last year, so 2024. So it's been about a year since I've been using it, a little over a year. But my first encounter with medical grade skincare was when I had first got Botox, and I ended up getting some SkinCeuticals, the HI intensifier, and then they convinced me to get the SkinCeuticals vitamin C serum. And so those were my two purchases, and I was addicted from then, but they cost a coin. I believe that vitamin C serum probably cost over $200. So it was a splurge for me. But last year is when I really decided that I was going to do the necessary things for myself, because I have been doing things for everyone else for so long. I was a teen mom, so I've been a mom since I was 16. And I've been taking care of somebody since I was that young and making sacrifices. But what I love about medical grade skincare is that it actually lasts a long time. I have a couple more drops in here and then it's gonna be gone. And I have like a couple more in here and it's gonna be gone. I don't use it every day because it does cost so much money, but I've seen like an improvement in my skin very quickly after using it. You have ingredients that are highly stable. So it's my understanding that if the ingredients are stable, then they last longer and they don't degrade. But I pulled up an article. So there are a few key differences. Number one is that most medical grade products, because of the high quality and concentration, all have active ingredients. And you guys have heard me talk about them actives. Pull out the big dogs. We ain't got time to be stomping with the puppies. We need to put stomping with the big dogs. But that's like the major difference, is that a lot of the medical grade has active ingredients that target specific things that you need to target. So for me, I have been blessed with really good genetics. Like my mom and my dad both had beautiful skin. So I've never had issues with having bad skin, but I do have issues that I wanted to target, like fine lines. I always had like a combo skin, but I noticed as I started to age, I was getting really dry in here, so I wanted to fix that. I also had really large pores, so I wanted to fix that. So typically my skincare routine looks like this. I'm going to cleanse, I'm going to exfoliate, and then I'm going to treat. So I've been using this medical grade wash for my face, and it has made the biggest difference in the world on my skin. Now this is a local brand, but this, when I tell you, just this alone has literally transformed my skin. And then I purchased their moisturizer, and then I love Zoe Skin Health, so this is another one that's really expensive, but I use this one to exfoliate. So these are exfoliating pads, and then I'm gonna go in with my vitamin C serum, and then my HA intensifier, and then I also have me some Zoe Health under eye brightening cream. Another thing that I have been doing for my skin is peptides. That glutathione peptide, can y'all just see? Now I do have and I'm gonna remove this light, but just even without the light, the glow that glutathione is giving my skin is just, I cannot talk enough about it. Glutathione is your soft girl, pretty girl peptide. Like if you can't afford nothing else, get you some glutathione, and get some from Ageless RX. I'll put their info in my description as well. So anyway, I can talk on and on and on about medical grade skincare because I just really believe in it. So sissies, invest in you some. Start with 1 or 2 products and see how your skin reacts, and then add pieces here and there. But you're gonna love it. I forgot to mention sunscreen, guys. I was not into sunscreen. Like I did not grow up wearing no daggone sunscreen, okay? Like I am a 70s baby, and so you took your butt outside and you stayed outside all day, and if you got sunburned, then it was what it was. If you got skin cancer, then it was what it was. But I have been sold on sunscreen. So I love the Shiseido. I may not be pronouncing it right, but this is a 50 plus SPF. So I love this, and since I'm gonna be outside, I'm gonna go ahead and put some on my skin. And so since I put on the vitamin C serum as well as the exfoliator, I definitely need the sunscreen on my skin. But I like it because it's very lightweight, and it doesn't affect your makeup. If you decide to do makeup, it doesn't do any of that. I love this. So clearly I'm trying to be super cute. My husband bought this for me. So he loves buying me little lounge wear that I can wear outside. And since I've been losing weight, y'all can't tell me nothing, honey. When I say body is bodying, okay? I tried on a dress yesterday and it was a size 8. So this dress is a size 8. See that little stretch. So cute too. I'm definitely getting it. Y'all just don't know how long it's been since your girl been a size 8. So I am loving my results and I'm feeling so good. But yeah, so try to look a little sexy while I'm outside, give him a little eye candy. If you're a wife, you know. While I'm out here trying to look cute, these mosquitoes are gonna tear my butt up. I just know it. But I'm gonna go ahead and chop up my cabbage really quick so I can get that going. And that can be going while the chicken is smoking, and that way I will just be free to be outside enjoying the beautiful weather. So I got these plants the other day. I have no idea what kind of plants they are because they didn't have like a plant card in them. So I'm gonna repot them. I actually don't mind the pots that they came in, to be honest with you. So I'm gonna see how the pots that I got look with them, but let me show y'all what they look like. So I got these and they've been outside for probably a week now. So I'm really thinking that they're enjoying being outside because they don't look like they have missed a beat whatsoever. You know, I may keep them outside and just keep them in indirect light. I initially got them so that I could put them in my kitchen in the corner, but they may not like that. So this is the little corner that I was talking about that I want to put them on, this little plant stand. I had some other plants on there, but they died. So no plants survive in these corners. And it's just because it's just not enough light in this kitchen. These are the plants that are the potters that I got yesterday at Home Depot. I was looking for something a little bit more extravagant, but I really couldn't find anything. And I like the shape of these because I feel like those plants will blossom out and they'll just need some room to grow. So it looks like this chicken is ready to come off this here grill, and it looks so good. Oh my God, I cannot wait to dig in. Oh, that looks so amazing, babe. How long did it take you to smoke it? It seemed like it didn't take as long as it normally do. Is it because of the type of meat it was?
Yeah, it's a little bit, meat is a little leaner.
Oh, is it like the leg quarters that take so long?
Yeah, because they're thicker.
Okay. That looks delicious. I gotta finish up that cabbage and then we'll probably have dinner a little later because I'm not getting hungry yet. So I did not realize that these plants came with a brand new pot. And I'm not mad at this gray color at all. I actually really like it. And see, if you see on the inside, the nursery pot is in there. So I may just keep this pot, keep this in here, because my only issue with this gray is that it doesn't have any holes at the bottom, as you can see. And I love pots that got holes in the bottom because I like for my plants to get some type of air at the bottom. Now I did get some moisture control potting mix, which tends to control moisture to a certain degree. These are indoor plants for the most part, so they do need some type of air circulation. So I may not be repotting them in this black. As a matter of fact, I know I'm not going to be repotting them in this one here that I bought, even though I really like this. I like the design of it, but I'll figure out something to do with these. I'm sure I got some plants somewhere else that I need to repot. But I got me some coconut rum. I fell in love with rum last year when we went to the Bahamas. Never knew I would like rum, but it is my absolute favorite drink. And then we had some coconut rum straight from Bahamas, and it was so good. We tried to savor it as long as we could, but it was just so good. I ended up drinking it up. This really doesn't have a lot of alcohol in it, I believe. How much is in here, babe? So it's 21% alcohol. My dinner is complete, so we'll probably have dinner here in a couple of hours, but I know once I start drinking, nothing else is gonna get done. So that's why I made sure to get everything completely done. Anyway, yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. Chill, finish watching the game for a bit, and then go in and have us some dinner.
That you take your body.
Drinks later.
You forgot.
No, I did not.
And we were so much friends.
I did not.
Listen to me. We were so much of a friend.
You taped it up for me.
Yes. Do you remember? That nasty dude.
Baby, ouch.
He got caught.
Oh my God, that hurt. Ow. Can you hurry up?
I'm trying to pull all that.
I want to touch on consistency and discipline being a content creator, because this is not easy at all. And I think the most difficult thing for me is that I work full time, so I don't have time to edit and create content really at all during the week with my fitness goals and my health goals. And then, working and filming and editing, like I just don't have time. So I try to make content that's centered around what I really am doing. I found that comes a little bit more easy than me trying to niche myself into something or talk about something that I'm not really passionate about. That's why Soft Wife Saturdays are it's a passion project for me, because it is something that I just do naturally. And then obviously my Body Recomp Diaries is a passion project for me as well, because I am really, really trying to get very serious about my fitness and just locking down on those goals. And the further I get into this, the more I love it, and I'm just so proud of myself, because it is coming up on a year that I've stuck it out and I've seen the progress, and I see it every single day. But those things are easy for me to kind of make content around because I'm doing them anyway. But I had mentioned that, anything that I say and do, I always want the Most High God to get the glory and the honor. I don't want to be up here doing anything, putting out, misinformation or, saying things that are hurting people. Like, that's just not who I am. I truly am that woman who loves helping people, loves contributing to society in a very healthy and sustainable way. And so this brings me to the point of finding your audience. When I first started doing content, I was like, okay, I'm almost in the 50 club, the 50 plus, that's my audience. And that's not who really views my content. Like, a lot of my subscribers and a lot of the demographic for me is women between the ages of 25 to 40, which is very surprising to me, because I would think that women my age or older would be viewing my content, but they're just not. And so that's not my audience. And I was a little, I felt a little way about it at first, because I watch a lot of women that are my age or older. So, with that being said, I'm cognizant about what I say and I do, because I do realize that is my demographic, and I don't ever want the young women to be steered in the wrong direction or led astray by, my way of thinking. I also wanted to say that when you are a small content creator, people will steal your content, literally talking about the same things that I'm talking about, and they weren't talking about this before. So they're talking about the same exact things that I'm talking about, doing the same exact things that I'm doing. They're not subscribed, they're not commenting, they're not engaged whatsoever. So I understand the frustration when I hear smaller content creators say somebody stole from them, because it really does happen. But so our evening has come to an end, but you guys know that I don't ever like to leave you without giving you some type of wisdom. And we talked about discipline, but I also want to talk about consistency, because discipline without consistency doesn't really last, and consistency without mindfulness just becomes an empty routine. So for me, mindful living is slowing down and asking, does what I'm doing today align with the woman that I'm becoming? That's why I love doing things for myself, like skincare or refreshing my patio or Pilates, not for consumerism, but for intentionality. I want my space to reflect peace. I want my life to reflect joy and hospitality. And it's why I really tend to my plants and my husband and my family, not for bragging rights or for decoration, but because nurturing them really teaches me to nurture myself and others. And so every little act of consistency, whether it's meal prepping or taking care of my health, it really builds a foundation. And when I do it mindfully, it's not just routine. It really is transformation. So one of the things that really has helped me along the way is spiritual discipline. And it really is one of the most important pieces for me because I've always been a woman of faith. And my faith has been the thread and the fabric of my life. It is really what anchors me in everything else in life, you know, especially when things are shifting or when I just want to crash out. But the Bible has a lot to say about discipline. And I have a lot of, you know, chapters and verses in the Bible. But one of my favorite verses is Proverbs 1:7, where it talks about the fear of the Lord being the beginning of knowledge and how fools despise knowledge and wisdom and discipline. That verse just reminds me that discipline isn't about self-control. It really is about wisdom. It really is about respecting the order that God has placed in our lives. And another verse that I love is Proverbs 6:23, which talks about the correction of discipline being the way of life and how discipline corrects us. It keeps us on our path and it helps us to grow into our purpose. And of course, Proverbs 31. Everybody loves the proverbial 31 woman because she's a portrait of a woman who's diligent, who's mindful and strong and soft all at once. She is trusted and respected because she is disciplined really in all of her ways. So when I talk about spiritual discipline, I don't just mean reading the Bible or showing up to church. I don't do those things all the time. Those things do matter to some, and they matter to me to a certain degree, but I really mean aligning my daily actions with the wisdom of God, waking up with gratitude, choosing peace in the midst of chaos, and practicing self-control when my flesh wants to crash out and go another way. So spiritual discipline is what makes every other form of discipline possible. Without it, my consistency is gonna waver. But with it, even my hardest seasons become opportunities for me to grow. As we wrap up Soft Wife Saturday or Sunday, I want to share one of my favorite little rituals for winding down at night, and it is the Sleepy Girl Mocktail. I can't wait for her because it's made with tart cherry juice and magnesium and a prebiotic soda. And the cherry juice is really packed with melatonin and antioxidants. And the magnesium is going to help relax the body and calm the mind. And the prebiotic soda is going to support your gut health because gut health and sleep are connected way more than what we think. And so it's not only delicious, but it's like a wellness treat in a glass, helping you end your night soft and calm and ready for restful sleep. So let's go make this cocktail. So we have our tart cherry juice, our magnesium, and we have our poppy. I like the ginger lime in this because it gives it a little pop. But I'm gonna add a little bit of ice in here, not a lot. A couple of pieces of ice. I'm not a real huge ice person. I tend to like things a little bit more room temperature. But so I have about that much. I don't know, let's wing it. Let's say that that's about a half a cup. And then of course we need a tablespoon of the magnesium. I'm literally gonna use a tablespoon. So 1 tablespoon, 1 heaping tablespoon. And then of course, this kind of gives your drink a little fizz anyway. So I'm gonna get that mixed in really good. And then, get some of my ginger lime drink in here. And I just want a little bit, you know, just to top it off. And give it a good little stir. Taste it. So good. As we step into this season, I really encourage you guys to lock in. Don't chase motivation because it comes and it goes. Chase discipline. Practice consistency, live mindfully, and anchor it all in spiritual discipline, because when you do, you won't just survive, you'll thrive. And by the end of 2026, you won't even recognize the woman that you've become. Stay soft, stay disciplined, stay growing. And I'll see you next Saturday or Sunday, one of those days. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a good one. Bye. Clink, clink.